Hey everyone, Santa Victoria Whitfield here. Let's talk about I'm back with Nettie. And is it okay if we talk about a dirty subject? no one dare touch.
Did you?
Really?
Wait a minute. Who's touching?
Oh my god, don't we're not like hold the phone, like knocking stuff off. We're talking about profitability. Get your mind out of the wherever it went. Yeah.
I was enjoying where it went, but thank you.
Oh well. Yay. So this is the thing. Nettie, you and I, we serve business owners and leaders, entrepreneurs, and we're talking about some of the crap that we see that comes up along the way. And it's an interesting pattern that you
Mm-hmm.
recognize when you come across certain people who just don't, who have a business or who lead a team, but have no consciousness about making money or being profitable or making sure that they and their people are well fed first. Yes, we're here to like show up and serve, solve
Mm-hmm.
problems for others. We're here to help. That's what entrepreneurs do. We solve problems. Got it. Right. Absolutely. And we've noticed, you and I, we were just talking about how we've noticed a bit of a pattern of people pouring from an empty cup
Mm-hmm.
chronically. And it, how you do anything is how you do everything. So it shows up in their business as undercharging, overgiving, um, doing more than what they're paid for, or like sacrificing themselves in order to show up and serve others. Like this is what we're talking about when we're saying starving your business. Usually when we say starving, we think of starving yourself, your body,
Mm-hmm.
like an anorexic thing, and sending love to those who are struggling with that illness. Um, that we want to bring that awareness as an imbalanced mindset and approach, not only for to the body but also to business. Is that correct?
Yeah, I really think that starving is the right word here to use because, as we're going to talk about in our conversation here today, your business needs to be nourished with good, healthy resources, with good, healthy nutrients. And so when you are not putting those good, healthy nutrients into your business, you are actually starving your business. And what do those nutrients look like? Your business needs cash flow. Your business needs time. Your business needs quality resources. Like we need to move away from the fast food diet as a way to grow your business. Like it might be tasty in the moment, but it's not sustainable long term. So you can be malnourished and overweight, and that is a possibility in your business. You could be malnourished, you could be starving and overweight. And we want to make sure that that is not happening for the people that are here listening to this conversation today. We want to talk about how you can move away from that way of doing things and really feed your business good, nutritious food. So I'm Nettie Owens. And I'm so glad you're here in this conversation today with me and with Victoria. I've been doing this kind of work both in my own company as a professional organizer first, and now as a executive coach focused on productivity and accountability and planning for well over 20 years. And I'm excited to be able to come every week to you and have these conversations so that we can get some of the stuff that's kind of just happening out and solve these problems, because I love to solve problems. So welcome to the conversation. And Victoria, tell us a little bit about you.
For sure. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield, and I'm here because today is my birthday.
It's such a good birthday too.
Yes, yeah, we're doing a decade today. Um, in
She is
addition,
not 10. Okay, folks, she is not 10. More than one decade.
higher than that, that's right. So, in addition to it being my birthday, I'm so grateful to be celebrating 16 years in business as a coach, Reiki master teacher, and ending up being a spiritual business strategist. Like I teach people strategic meditation, which is the targeted use of meditation to increase productivity and output. And over time, more and more entrepreneurs and leaders come to me to really help them get and stay grounded and clear in their mind, their body, and their business using these different techniques such as meditation that I'll teach them to optimize their performance. So I'm super grateful to get to be a part of this conversation and share some good juju and birthday vibes. Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like it's just extra special today because you're bringing the happy birthday energy. And I love that you're sharing your birthday with all of us.
Why, thank you. Yeah. And this, like, as I sit at another decade, I look back over the last decade, right? Every decade birthday gives us an opportunity to not just look over the last year, but also the last 10 years of our life. And some of the things that I've picked up over the last decade of my life is the importance of moving on from people pleasing. That, like, an awareness of how I, as a woman, have been raised to orient to people please to survive, to feed others first, and then figure it out afterward. Notice not mentioning about me eating,
Right.
but figure it out in general. And as I was saying before, how you do anything is how you do everything. So when we come with this mindset of people pleasing in order to survive, because as long as everybody else is good, then I'm good.
Right.
That's the empath's dysfunctional approach to living life. Bringing that up, coming from my personal life and upbringing, living as a people pleaser, and now moving into being in recovery from living as a people pleaser. Or notice how that comes up in my business, especially participating in, forgive me, the coaching industry. Coming together in groups, women's networking groups, group coaching events and experiences, the rah shish boom ba of we're all going and doing this, or celebrate so and shake your pom poms for them over there, but when it comes to you, have nothing to say, or certainly pass the mic, dodge the spotlight, because it's about rah shish boom ba, people pleasing all others except for myself. When I think of the earlier years when I was in business, I was orienting in a beautiful way, beautiful yet vulnerable way of always showing up to serve. There's light and dark in everything. That's what the secret of the Tao, right? There's light and dark in everything. So the bright, the innocence, the beauty in always showing up to serve is that I'm there to help and add value, and I do, and everyone around me is, I always leave them better than I found them, right? And I can feel in the energy that there are people at home right now listening, watching, really, yeah, that's me. And if that's you, my story is your story. What also happens, the dark side of that, is everybody else ends up better and I end up the same or worse, right?
Mm.
So it ends up being at my own expense, or forgetting to have my own offer or my own point of view, or to take up space. I used to have shame around being seen, or offering what I have to say, not just my sales offer, like to close sales. We certainly talk about that, because I used to have shame around
Mhm.
selling and speaking about money, or charging for what I do. The first 7 months of my business, I didn't even allow people to pay me whatsoever,
Oh.
because I would just be like, no, 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 no. I'm here for the experience. I'm not here for the money. It's like, what are you doing?
Mm. Right.
Is this a business or a hobby? Um, and so because of that, I'm here to please others. I'm here to please others. If it's coming from that mindset of survival, pleasing others to survive, it's coming from a wound, past trauma, perhaps, where
Mhm.
that's how you learned to operate socially well, is to make sure all of the volatile people, potentially volatile people around you, are good. And then you can just exist if you ever achieve that state of everyone else. But don't ever consider what you need. You don't give yourself time. I wouldn't give myself time to consider what my needs were, and
Mhm.
certainly wouldn't give myself even words to communicate what that was, because communicating my needs was what I thought made me dangerous to
Mhm.
others. But that was instead a projection that I placed on others and put it back reflecting on me, because they needed to take from me in order to feel good. That means if I have needs, I'm going to be just as harmful to others as they were to me. Yeah.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, certainly hearing it from that survival perspective, of taking, you're putting that identity onto yourself, the people who have been taking from you, and so then it becomes harmful to take time for yourself, and that's it. Like if we look at time, and being a people pleaser and making sure that everybody else's needs are met and yours are not, means that there's no time for you in the schedule, in the week, in the space. But when you bring a business into that, now by extension, your business also gets no time in order for it to grow. And if we look at resources, if we're always giving the resources to others, then there's no resources for us or resources for our business. And lastly, if we're talking about money, then we are not upsetting people by asking for money. We're not putting money into the business, and because we don't want to rock that boat. Oh, if I ask for more than this, they're going to be unhappy, and then it's going to create this situation. But you're in business, right? And so when we bring that into the equation, now we don't have a sustainable situation, because of this framework of people pleasing that's getting to overshadow how you're doing work in your business, because it's not just you anymore. It's this business that's coming alongside that is like lockstep attached to you. So the things that are in your space and your mindset are going to affect your business as well.
mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. And so layering even on top of that, so okay, we have the self and we have the business. we layer on top of that storytelling, how the story that we tell ourselves about ourselves
Mm-hmm.
really is how we create it and shape our reality. So my, like, again, reaching, I'm glad I'm wearing black today. I'm like, I represent the shadow. So reaching into my dark side, what I would tell myself is a story of nobility, of okay, it is noble to starve, it's admirable that I'm given this at the deepest discount, and because I care about you and I want to make sure you are good. Or
Mm-hmm.
I would tell myself a story of martyrdom, nobility, humility, and I'm being selfless, and by or even being reasonable. Like, let me have a reasonable price for how much I charge an hour.
Yeah.
Let me not get too big for my britches. Let me not charge in a way that's rude. Um, this
I'm ready to be rude. I'm ready to be bigger than my britches. I'm ready to be, ignoble. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, give me that scarlet letter, baby. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Taking up more space, being more visible, breaking the rules, breaking the paradigms, because the businesses that succeed, they do things differently. And even though what you've seen, heard around you, your people, your community, etc., have said, stay small, don't take up too much space, whatever that message is that you've heard, um, it's time to break free of that. And for me, it was about frugality. It was about don't spend. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't spend too much. Don't charge too much. People who charge too much, they're bad people, right? Because we don't ask for more than what we need. We don't ask for money, and it's noble, if we go back to that word, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, they had funding. Oh, like there's even that um, mantra, which for the most part I love, on ClickFunnels, funnel hacking, the t-shirt, it talks about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, but wait a minute, there's nothing wrong with infusing resources and money into our businesses, into the things that are important to us. We do that in other places, right? We do not expect a child, a baby, to figure it out. Oh, you know what? It would be better if you just figured out how to feed yourself. You go do that. Like, oh, I'm supposed to breastfeed you, but never mind. You go, you can't crawl yet. But wouldn't it be more noble if you just figured out how to feed yourself? And we take this, like, we would never say that. We would never say that. But yet it's almost the same that we're doing to our business, and we are starving it. We're not giving it the nutrition it needs, and we are expecting ourselves to know what to do and our businesses to figure themselves out, even though we've never done this before. You know, there are, I would say that the reality is most people in business have never been in business before they started a business. They might have been in corporate, they might have come out of college, or they might have worked for somebody else, but it is a totally different situation when you are sitting at the topmost seat, making the decisions and trying to run your company. And you need to be thoughtful about making sure that it has the nutrition it needs to operate. Um, I'm reminded of a couple years back, I started the mentor community, and I had this idea that I was going to just become viral um, about this community, like right out of the gates. And I mapped it all out on a spreadsheet about how I was going to make thousands of dollars, like $30,000 a month on subscriptions. And I was going to grow exponentially through people sharing this opportunity. And the way I was going to do this was to charge $1 a month for the membership. And then I was going to just deliver at this like maximum level of, a really vibrant community, meetups, a place to network and share and everything like that for $12 a year, right? And I remember telling you about this, Victoria. I'm pretty sure you laughed out loud, but I was so determined. I'm like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. It was past failures that had gotten in my mind that no one was going to pay me more than $1 to do this important work, and that if it was a just dollar, people would say yes without even thinking about it. And so I wouldn't have to have the uncomfortable situation of, helping people understand the value of putting their money into this particular program. And the reality is that at that price point, I never got to thousands of members. In fact, I struggled to get to 50. I struggled to find 50 people who would pay me $1 a month for this, probably because they're like, well, what would I be getting for $1 a month? It doesn't even make sense. I was 100% starving this particular offering. And I eventually had to let it go because it was so undernourished that, it couldn't function anymore. One of the biggest aha moments in doing this was after just, I think, the first month when I received that dollar payment from folks. And then I looked and Stripe had taken out their 30 cents for a credit card transaction plus the 2 to 3% or whatever it is for the credit card transaction. So, I was getting nothing basically for my $1 a month. And so I realized, I'm like, well, even though it's $1 a month, I'm going to have to charge the year membership. So $12, woohoo, to sign up so that I wouldn't get hit every month with the transaction fees that would just come through the one time. Wow. And Victoria, I remember having a conversation with, I would be a good fit in my community over Facebook Messenger, convincing them to join. And they said, I can't afford it. And then I realized I was going into sort of the salesperson mode to share the value of it. And it was ridiculous because I was not bringing in enough. Like this strategy was never going to bring in enough money to pay me to do one-on-one sales individually for $1 a month. It was just ridiculous. And there's a lot that went into why I was charging that and my vision at what I was thinking it was going to create. But for our conversation here, I was starving this opportunity. I was starving my business, and it did not succeed because of that.
Yeah. Can we do an energetic shift around that right now? Let me show you.
Sure.
6 seconds. So go ahead and put your hand like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to take your other hand and say, no.
No. Ow.
Very serious. Energetic. No, never again.
Never again. Never, ever, ever again. Ever. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is extreme. And I'm sure as listeners, you can hear and you could say, oh my gosh, I would never do that. But I have seen this happen to my peers. I have seen it happen to my clients. I have seen it happen to, others out on the internet. I've seen the idea of it shared as, hey, try this, as a way to drum up business. And so we wouldn't be talking about it here unless it existed. It exists, and we want to make sure that you do not fall prey to this. Or if you're in it right now, I want you to think about, are you giving your business the cash flow that it needs in order to succeed? And you might actually have to look at your budget. You might have to look at your bank balance sheet. You need to get honest about what are the actual expenses and what's the income. And you know what? This could actually go the other way for you. If you started actually like putting your mind to and looking at this data that's existing in your business. I've also seen where people have their head in the sand so much that they don't even realize they're actually making money. They're actually making money. So in order to know whether your business is being nourished and you have the cash flow, the first thing you have to do is understand and look at your numbers with honesty and allow yourself to be nourished.
Yeah. So I'm hearing in the energy to ask, well, what exactly is, how do I know I'm being nourished?
Mm.
This is just like with the body, is just like with the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been on a long-term weight and food sensitivity, way up, down, all of the. I've been on a long journey around nourishment of the body. And one thing that I've learned within the last decade is that no two bodies are built the same. No matter how many weight loss diet plans I've tried, checked out, or just tried to come up with out of nowhere based off of some YouTube, TikTok, shamalama ding dong thing.
It's true.
And by the way, my body at this decade is not the same as it was in the last or the previous decade. Like it's completely different. No two bodies are the same. Meanwhile, there are plenty of talking heads yelling through the device saying, do my thing. My thing worked for me. That means you can do it too. No, no.
All right, stop spanking yourself.
I thank myself as much as I like. It's my birthday.
It is. And I think you have a certain number of spanks due to you, but
this is, no two bodies are the same. So I just want to really underline and highlight, circle and dog ear and bite on the point that you made before of how you have to look at your numbers. Why I want to look at my numbers? I need to buy so-and-so's course because look at how great they are. This is me exposing myself, by the way. So-and-so is great. I want to be like that. Let me give them money to learn how they did it for them, and let me try to be a mini me version of them. And I'm going to charge what they charge, or, I'm too scared to charge what they charge right now, so I'm going to charge bargain basement, but I'm going to act like I'm them. And I'm going to give them, like, I'm going to focus on their numbers, and I'm going to focus on their model and try and be a mini version of them, rather than turn all of that amazing awareness from their back, 3 fingers pointing back at me. 60% needs to come from me focusing on me. Only 20% is actually coming from getting inspired from them. And then the last 20% comes from God and the industry trends, right? But 60% of the issue is, how am I capable of seeing myself? Trek, whether it's in the body, I didn't know that I need to be eating olive oil with my vegetables every time, or else it's not going to work. Whereas some people are allergic to olive oil. I didn't know that I can't be eating bananas. Bananas are healthy. I didn't know. But this is my body and my numbers, the same as with my business. I didn't know that I need to be out there speaking and doing live demos as opposed to running Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google ads. What works for my business is different than what works for their business over here. So looking back at, yes, the numbers of like, what are my expenses? what am I bringing in, and the differential there, but also tracking what works and creates conversions versus what I'm doing and is not working and not yielding conversions. That self-reflection, right? That 30%, the 60% of the issue, the majority, right? The majority of the issue is having the ability to self-reflect rather than focus on people pleasing.
Right.
You know?
I wanted to just clarify something. Neither Victoria nor I have any problem with you hiring a guide.
Yeah.
You referring to expert knowledge, you bringing in a course that teaches you the skill that you need. But before you do that, you have to know that self-reflection. You have to know where you are. You have to know, like, what is now and where am I going to? And now I'm going to look for that solution that closes that gap. And when you are grounded in that, instead of just this kind of, oh my gosh, I've got this problem and I'm just reeling and I'm looking outside of myself for this solution. That's what we're talking about as, like, this is not the way, right?
Yeah.
And for me, one of the ways that I've really helped myself to figure out either when that's happening or ground in my own understanding and look at and do the self-reflection was two ways. One was working with Victoria and learning strategic meditation so that I can use it as that inner compass, that North Star, to help me understand where am I now and what do I need, and really tune into myself, my body, and my business. And the other is through a methodology that I've created. It's the Momentum Strategic Planning System that, again, allows me to ask those questions. What's working? What are my strengths? Where do I want to go? And how do I pull all of that together to make a plan that's designed for me and my business, and ensures that, again, we come back to this idea of being nourished, that I'm giving it the time that it needs, that I'm not putting my business needs, my business generation needs for getting leads on the back burner, that I'm not underpricing, that I'm not picking the cheapest possible resources to use in my business, like going to the dollar store for the kinds of resources that I'm going to use to build my business, right? We want quality over quantity, because that is what's going to help you succeed.
Yeah. I agree with you. When I say I feel you're the best in the industry, I'm not joking. Like that, I'm so blessed to get to, like, we support each other. You help me with tracking because I'm a big vision gal. That's the way God made me. That's my strengths. And you are a data and tracking goddess. Give me all the numbers. So that helps me to realize, oh yeah, and remember, I'm so great at going forward that I forget what's behind, and the things that worked behind. Your rear view vision technique is so potent for that. You and your spreadsheets.
I do love a good spreadsheet.
You're so good with that. You and also my Sonia, the two of you keep me grounded in, like, okay, I know my data. But here's the thing. There may be people watching right now who, okay, you're a big vision person like myself. Or you may be more detail, like hyper detail oriented, so you kind of can't see the forest for the trees.
Yep.
More like Nettie. We understand where you're coming from. And so if you need help, like if you would love our help with that, go ahead and comment connect. below, and we will connect with you in a DM on LinkedIn in particular. We will find you on LinkedIn and send a 3-way DM so that we can connect to see how we could help with getting you more balanced, ensuring that you are nourishing yourself and your business, though. Like bring in like what does that look like uniquely for you? If you want our help with that, we got your back.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to connecting with you. If this is the challenge that you're facing or has been in the past, and you just like some, another perspective on it, then please do comment, connect below, and we will connect and go from there. So we've been doing these weekly, and we plan to continue. I want to give you a little taste of what's to come next week. It's continuing this conversation, right, about nourishment, about people pleasing, about starving your business and not starving your business. And something that we've seen is, okay, so we've seen and we've experienced ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, is creating something amazing and then having no one experience it. And so in the past, this might have looked like, for me, I created a virtual organizing program and sold a whopping 0 when it came out, when it started. Victoria, I know you've experienced this too.
Oh gosh. I mean, we'll get into it next week, but
we will get into it next week.
Tell from over a decade of doing events. Not every one of them was sold out, I'll put it that way.
Yes. And it's got a lot of feelings that comes around with putting that much of yourself and your time and your money into something to have it launched to crickets. So if you have ever experienced creating an event that no one comes to, or maybe not enough people come to really feel great about what you've created, oh my goodness, have we both been there. So if you'd like to hear about what's coming, join us next week, and we'll see you in the next conversation.
Yes, indeed. Like, share, subscribe, comment below what's coming up for you hearing all this, and we'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye for now.